My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. I am upset because I see a meaningless world. I am upset because I see a meaningless world. I am upset because I see a meaningless world. A meaningless world engenders fear, engenders fear. A meaningless world engenders fear, engenders fear. A meaningless world engenders fear, engenders fear. God did not create a meaningless world. God did not create a meaningless world. God did not create a meaningless world. My thoughts are images that I have made. My thoughts are images I have made. My thoughts are images I have made. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. I am upset because I see a meaningless world. A meaningless world engenders fear, engenders fear. God did not create a meaningless world. My thoughts are images that I have made. Well, thank you all so much for joining me today in studying A Course in Miracles. We're ready for Lesson 53 in the Foundation for Inner Peace version of A Course in Miracles, which is a review. It's our first review, and it's a review of Lessons 11 through 15, all compiled together. So let's, and this is for Sunday, February the 22nd of 2026, Forgiveness Sunday for the Orthodox. Goes right along. I don't know if they understand forgiveness like we're understanding it, that it's an illusion, that it's something that you're dreaming that never even really happened, and it's outside of reality, because reality is wholly kind and loving and peaceful. But when you see stuff that's not loving, kind, and peaceful, that's what we want to forgive. Let go of it, because it is not real. But the fact that they're talking about forgiveness is all makes it noteworthy in my mind. Lesson 52, and I'm Forgiveness Willie, teaching forgiveness from the Ozarks. Today's review covers these ideas. I am upset because I see what is not there. I see only the past. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. I see nothing as it is now. My thoughts do not mean anything. And that was yesterday's, excuse me. I've just got my page wrong here, 53, excuse me. Today we will review the following. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. I'm upset because I see a meaningless world. A meaningless world engenders fear. God did not create a meaningless world. My thoughts are images that I have made. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world, number 11, which is review 11. Since the thoughts of which I am aware do not mean anything, the world that pictures them can have no meaning. What is producing this world is insane, and so is what it produces. Reality is not insane, and I have real thoughts as well as insane ones. I can therefore see a real world if I look to my real thoughts as my guide for seeing. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. Lesson 12 is, I am upset because I see a meaningless world. Insane thoughts are upsetting. They produce a world in which there is no order anywhere. Only chaos rules a world that represents chaotic thinking, and chaos has no laws. I cannot live in peace in such a world. I am grateful that this world is not real, and that I need not see it at all unless I choose to value it. And I do not choose to value what is totally insane and has no meaning. I am upset because I see a meaningless world. And then 13, review, number 13, lesson 13. A meaningless world engenders fear. And the paragraph under it says, the totally insane engenders fear because it is completely undependable and offers no grounds for trust. Nothing in madness is dependable. It holds out no safety and no hope, for such a world is not real. I have given it the illusion of reality and have suffered from my belief in it. Now I choose to withdraw this belief and place my trust in reality. In choosing this, I will escape all the effects of the world of fear because I'm acknowledging that it does not exist. At any level you're at, you can always do that. Acknowledge that the world of fear does not exist. It's not what God created. God did not create a meaningless world. How can a meaningless world exist if God did not create it? He is the source of all meaning, and everything that is real is in His mind. It is in my mind too, because He created it with me. Why should I continue to suffer from the effects of my own insane thoughts when the perfection of creation is my home? Let me remember the power of my decision and recognize where I really abide. God did not create a meaningless world. And then the last review for today, my number 15, lesson 15. My thoughts are images that I have made. Whatever I see reflects my thoughts. It is my thoughts that tell me where I am and what I am. The fact that I see a world in which there is suffering and loss and death shows me that I'm seeing only the representations of my insane thoughts, and am not allowing my real thoughts to cast their beneficent light on what I see. Yet God's way is sure. The images I have made cannot prevail against Him, because it is not my will that they do so. My will is God's, and I will place no other gods before Him. So review, and let's read through it one more time. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world, and I'm upset because I see a meaningless world. For a meaningless world engenders fear. But God did not create a meaningless world. My thoughts are images that I have made. We might as well think the thoughts we think with God instead of thoughts we think without God. Our ego, the fear thoughts, the separation thoughts, the thoughts that need forgiven, let go of. Forgiveness recognizes what you thought your brother did to you has not occurred. And everyone's your brother. Okay, let's go take a look in our text reading. We're ready for the lessons of the Holy Spirit. Now, there's 3 lessons of the Holy Spirit. The first lesson we're going to read about today, to have, give all to all. The second lesson is to have peace, teach peace to learn it. And the third lesson, be vigilant only for God and His kingdom. Okay, so let's start off in chapter 6, the lessons of love, Roman numeral 5, the lessons of the Holy Spirit. Like any good teacher, the Holy Spirit knows more than you do now, but He teaches only to make you equal with Him. You had already taught yourself wrongly, having believed what was not true. You did not believe in your own perfection. Would God teach you that you had made a split mind when He knows your mind only as whole? What God does know is that his communication channels are not open to him, and so that he cannot impart his joy and know that his children are wholly joyous. Giving his joy is an ongoing process, not in time, but in eternity. God's extending outward, though not his completeness, is blocked when the sonship does not communicate with him as one. So he thought, my children sleep and must be awakened. How can you wake children in a more kindly way than by a gentle voice that will not frighten them, but will merely remind them that the night is over and the light has come? You do not inform them that the nightmares that frighten them so badly are not real, because children believe in magic. You merely reassure them that they are safe now. Then you train them to recognize the difference between sleeping and waking, so they will understand they need not be afraid of dreams. And so when bad dreams come, they will themselves call on the light to dispel them. 3. A wise teacher teaches through approach, not avoidance. He does not emphasize what you must avoid to escape from harm, but what you need to learn to have joy. Consider the fear and confusion a child would experience if he were told, do not do this because it will hurt you and make you unsafe, but if you do that instead, you will escape from harm and be safe, and then you will not be afraid. It is surely better to use only 3 words. Do only that. This simple statement is perfectly clear, easily understood, and very easily remembered. 4. The Holy Spirit never itemizes errors because he does not frighten children, and those who lack wisdom are children. Yet he always answers their call, and his dependability makes them more certain. Children do confuse fantasy and reality, and they are frightened because they do not recognize the difference. The Holy Spirit makes no distinctions among dreams. He merely shines them away. His light is always the call to awaken, whatever you have been dreaming. Nothing lasting lies in dreams, and the Holy Spirit, shining with the light from God himself, speaks only for what lasts forever. And then the first lesson of the Holy Spirit. A, to give all to all. When your body and your ego and your dreams are gone, you will know that you will last forever. Perhaps you think this is accomplished through death, but nothing is accomplished through death because death is nothing. Everything is accomplished through life, and life is of the mind and in the mind. The body neither lives nor dies because it cannot contain you who are life. If we share the same mind, you can overcome death because I did. Death is an attempt to resolve conflict by not deciding at all. Like any other impossible solution the ego attempts, it will not work. 2. God did not make the body because it is destructible and therefore not of the kingdom. The body is the symbol of what you think you are. It is clearly a separation device and therefore does not exist. The Holy Spirit, as always, takes what you have made and translates it into a learning device. Again, as always, he reinterprets what the ego uses as an argument for separation into a demonstration against it. If the mind can heal the body, but the body cannot heal the mind, then the mind must be stronger than the body. Every miracle demonstrates this. Paragraph 3. I have said that the Holy Spirit is the motivation for miracles. He always tells you that only the mind is real because only the mind can be shared. The body is separate and therefore cannot be part of you. To be of one mind is meaningful, but to be one body is meaningless. By the laws of mind, then, the body is meaningless. Paragraph 4. To the Holy Spirit there is no order of difficulty in miracles. This is familiar enough to you by now, but it has not yet become believable. Therefore, you do not understand it and cannot use it. We have too much to accomplish on behalf of the kingdom to let this crucial concept slip away. It is a real foundation stone of the thought system I teach and want you to teach. You cannot perform miracles without believing it, because it is a belief in perfect equality. Only one equal gift can be offered to the equal sons of God, and that is full appreciation. Let's read that again. Only one equal gift can be offered to the equal sons of God, and that is full appreciation. Nothing more and nothing less. Without a range, order of difficulty is meaningless, and there must be no range in what you offer to your brother. Are you offering them gratitude always? All your brothers? Everyone? Paragraph 5. The Holy Spirit who leads to God translates communication into being, just as He ultimately translates perception into knowledge. You do not lose what you communicate. The ego uses the body for attack, for pleasure, and for pride. The insanity of this perception makes it a fearful one indeed. The Holy Spirit sees the body only as a means of communication, and because communicating is sharing, it becomes communion. Perhaps you think that fear as well as love can be communicated, and therefore can be shared. Yet this is not so real as it may appear. Those who communicate fear are promoting attack. An attack always breaks communication, making it impossible. Egos do join together in temporary allegiance, but always for what each one can get separately. The Holy Spirit communicates only what each one can give to all. He never takes anything back, because He wants you to keep it. Therefore, the Holy Spirit's first lesson, his teaching begins with the lesson, to have, give all to all. Therefore, the Holy Spirit's first lesson, it begins with the lesson, to have, give all to all. And the last paragraph, paragraph 6. This is a very preliminary step and the only one you must take for yourself. It is not even necessary that you complete the step yourself, but it is necessary that you turn in that direction. Having chosen to go that way, you place yourself in charge of the journey, where you and only you must remain. This step may appear to exacerbate conflict rather than resolve it, because it is the beginning step in reversing your perception and turning it right side up. This conflicts with the upside down perception you have not yet abandoned, or the change in direction would not have been necessary. Some remain at this step for a long time, experiencing very acute conflict. At this point, they may try to accept the conflict rather than take the next step toward its resolution. Having taken the first step, however, they will be helped. Once they have chosen what they cannot complete alone, they are no longer alone. Okay, let's do this. Let's just take a minute and sing through this song. We're going to be studying this idea, the lessons of the Holy Spirit. The lessons of the Holy Spirit are the lessons of the Holy Spirit are to have, give all to all, to have, give all to all, to have peace, teach peace, to learn it, to have peace, teach peace to learn it. Be vigilant only for God and His kingdom. Be vigilant only for God and His kingdom. The lessons of the Holy Spirit are to have, give all to all, to have peace, teach peace to learn it. Be vigilant only for God and His kingdom. Okay, there's the lessons of the Holy Spirit. To have, give all to all. Tomorrow we'll read to have peace, teach peace to learn it. And maybe we'll get to be vigilant only for God and His kingdom. Okay, let's see. Let's take a few minutes and see what's going on around the world, and then we'll close with one of our 2-minute practice periods. Forgiveness Sunday from the Orthodox Christians, Russian and Greek Orthodox, the Eastern Orthodox. Ramadan and Lent and the Chinese New Year celebration all continue. Chair of St. Peter Day. It's the feast of the Chair of St. Peter, where basically Peter was considered by the Catholic Church to be the first pope. Be Humble Day. That'd be a good day. Let the ego be humble every day so that your true self can shine bright. European Day for victims of crime. Founders Day for the Scouts. It's also World Thinking Day for the Girl Scouts. Let's see. Cook a Sweet Potato Day. The Ipamea batatas. Are you growing some sweet potatoes? You can get your vine started. You should probably already had it started by now, but you can get it started, and then clip it. Make sure there's at least one leaf when you chop it up. Put it in water for about a week. It'll grow a few roots. Put that in the ground. Anyway, cook a sweet potato day. I'm saying grow a sweet potato if you're going to cook one. They're fun to grow. Kids love to watch that potato. You put 3 toothpicks, put it in a jar of water, change your water out pretty often so it stays clean, and it'll start growing its sweet potato, big old vine. And then when it's time, just clip all those leaves into little pieces of stem and put them in water. Or put them directly in potting soil that keep real moist. Let's see, what else do we have? Single Tasking Day, Recreational Sports and Fitness Day, Wildlife Day, Tex Avery Day. He was the artist from Texas that basically made Bugs Bunny and Donald Duck. Walking the Dog Day, Washington's birthday, and Woolsworth Day. Woolsworth's Day. The 5 and dime stores that started in 1879. Now they're dollar stores. Now I think they're $1.25 stores, aren't they? Anyway, Romeo Bush Cherry out of Edible Landscaping, which it's a cross between the Prunus fruticosa, which is a ground cherry, a dwarf ground cherry, or also known as a steppe cherry, and crossed with the Cerasus, which is the sour cherry. And let's see what it says of the Romeo Bush Cherry out of Edible Landscaping. Romeo Bush Cherry, we did Juliet Red Bush Cherry yesterday. You can't have a Juliet without a Romeo, so here we go. Romeo Bush Cherry. Romeo Bush Cherry has dark red to black fruits, similar to Carmen Jewel but ripens later. Fruits have a very distinctive flavor, suitable for direct consumption and processing. Fruit weight 4 grams. sugar content up to 22% bricks, shrub about 6 feet tall and similar width, very productive and self-fertile, zones 3 through 7. So if you're just going to plant one, that'd be a good one since it's self-fertile. Okay, let's see. I think we're ready we've got time. Let's go back and look at our lesson once again before we close with our song. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. I'm upset because I see a meaningless world. A meaningless world engenders fear. God did not create a meaningless world. My thoughts are images that I have made. And he wants us to take a look at each of those throughout the day. So let's just look at one of them today, right now. We've read through all of them, and you should have and we did kind of a 2-minute practice at the beginning. So you could probably, we did a song that lasted 2 minutes or longer. So you could probably count that as your overall. Now you could do one. Now you have to do each of those one time today. Let's do the last one. My thoughts are images that I have made. I've been working on that idea. Whatever I see reflects my thoughts. It is my thoughts that tell me where I am and what I am. The fact that I see a world in which there is suffering and loss and death shows me that I'm seeing only the representation of my insane thoughts, and I'm not allowing my real thoughts to cast their beneficent light on what I see. Yet God's way is sure. The images I have made cannot prevail against Him because it is not my will that they do so. My will is His, and I will place no other gods before Him. So regardless of where you're at, on this side of the veil of life and death or on the other side, we still want to see things sanely. We want to see that love is all there is, and if we see something that makes us afraid, we need to realize that we're using our separated thoughts, our insane thoughts. Okay, let's sing through our song now. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. I am upset because I see a meaningless world. I am upset because I see a meaningless world. I'm upset because I see a meaningless world. A meaningless world engenders fear, engenders fear. A meaningless world engenders fear, engenders fear. A meaningless world engenders fear. God did not create a meaningless world. God did not create a meaningless world. God did not create a meaningless world. My thoughts are images that I have made. My thoughts are images that I have made. My thoughts are images that I have made. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. I am upset because I see a meaningless world. A meaningless world engenders fear. God did not create a meaningless world. My thoughts are images that I have made. And our word for peace is from the Brahui people of Pakistan and Afghanistan, and Âsûdaî. Âsûdaî. Peace be with you. Âsûdaî.